What is going on, beautiful people? Welcome to another episode of the Narcissist Code, episode 301, y'all. Wow. My name is Lee Hammock, and I'm a diagnosed self-aware narcissist, and I use my platform to raise awareness for narcissistic personality disorder, get more people into therapy, like myself, 4 years strong, and to also validate the victims and survivors of said disorder. Today's episode is going to be about how sharing your truth, telling the truth, is not a smear campaign. Sharing what happened to you does not make you a bad person. Sharing what happened to you does not make you a narcissist, as long as you're telling the truth and within reason. Because when you're dealing with narcissists, toxic people, or whatever, you have to understand the fact that you will absolutely 100% come to the point in time, especially if when the relationship ends, if it ends. I know everybody doesn't leave. If it ends, come to the time where you want to tell your story. And because you've been beaten down so much by this toxicity in this relationship that you think a lot of times you get convinced that you are actually the narcissist. And that happens quite a bit. You get convinced that you're the narcissist, that people in the people around you are narcissistic and things like that. So you get convinced that you're a narcissist, and it hurts and it sucks. You know what I mean? So dealing with toxic people and narcissistic people, you come to the understanding that it's just a lot of times they're going to portray you like the bad person. And then if you get afraid to get to the point where you just if I tell my truth, if I tell my story about the abusive relationship and what I went through, is this actually a smear campaign? Is it? Am I the narcissist because I'm telling my story? Does it make me a bad person if I share what happened to me? No. Sharing your truth does not make you a bad person. Sharing your truth does not make you a narcissist, as long as it's the truth. If you're new here, if you don't know what a smear campaign is, a smear campaign is when a narcissist, like I said in the video, there's no video, when a narcissist takes your reputation and tries to smear it, takes it and spreads rumors about you, takes it and spreads falsities about you, and non-truths and lies about you, and just tries to make you look like a terrible person. That is a smear campaign. There's no truth there. Or there's bits and pieces of the truth, but they've been gassed up and painted over and glossed over to make it look like it's way worse than what it is. But you as a survivor or victim, if you tell your story, if you tell your truth, like a lot of people do, shout out to the Narc Avengers. Check out the hashtag Narc Avengers to see who I'm talking about on TikTok. But a lot of them are survivors of narcissistic abuse, and they tell their stories, online. They go to court and they're fighting custody battles and things like that. And their truth is not a smear campaign. They try to get you to, the narcissist might try to get you to take your story offline. Hey, take this story offline. This is, here's a cease and desist making videos about me or talking about me and things like that, Cease and desist about doing these things about me and making these things, cease and desist. But you don't have to cease and desist if you're telling the truth. If you are telling the truth, you don't have to cease and desist. They want to scare you out of telling your story. Narcissistic people know that they are doing bad things to you. They know that they have done bad things to you. That's why they don't want you to tell the story. If your truth has a lot of good, mostly good, if your truth is mostly the good times, then I guarantee you that they won't say anything about it like that. If your truth is mostly the good times, they don't have no problem with you telling that, hey, we had the best time ever. Sorry, we ended on an amicable note. One last cheek clapping out the door, and that was it. They don't mind you telling those type of stories. But if you tell, hey, they cheated on me, manipulated me, beat on me, stole money from me, used me, abused me, slept with my mom, my friends, or whoever, my dad, they did the most god-awful things to me. They don't want you telling that stuff. You know what I mean? Every time I went out, I got belittled. They used to blow my phone up. I couldn't have time. I couldn't have fun with my friends. They were just terrible to me. They don't want you telling that stuff because they know it's bad. They know you will paint them in the correct light. This is not painting them in a bad light. This is painting them in the correct light. A lot of people think they're painting me in a bad light. No, they're not painting you in a bad light. They're 100% painting you in the correct light. They are. That's what I said, when you're dealing with narcissists. Toxic narcissist. I just made a word, y'all. Don't use it. I'm copyrighting that right now. I'm just joking. But yeah, narcissists and toxic, when you're dealing with that situation, understand that you can tell people what you've been through. But okay, and a lot of times, you can tell people what you've been through, but a lot of times you get scared too. The narcissist tries to intimidate you to not tell your story. You know what I mean? Or the narcissist already started telling lies and stuff about you, so it looked like a he said, she said, or like a they said situation. Where all this stuff gets mixed in together, all this stuff gets put together and things like that, and you don't know who to believe. So everything's cloudy and convoluted, you know. So your truth is not a smear campaign. As long as it's the truth, don't start playing the narcissistic games and start making stuff up because if somebody else finds out that you in line, then nothing you say matters. Then if somebody catches you in a little lie, and it with some proof that they can disprove you, you're done. So now you look like the narcissist. You paint yourself into the corner. There's a situation going on with TikTok on it right now, with this whole modern war. If you're on TikTok, modern warrior and Chelsea Hart situation. You know, he said and done some stuff allegedly to her. You know, she had some receipts or whatever, but then she started just going all off the rails. And she's like, she started telling her truth, and then she started adding stuff into it, and then she started looking like the aggressor. So it paints over what he did. So people don't know who to believe. So now it's like cloudy with a chance of narcissist on TikTok. You don't know what's going on in the TikTok streets. Anyway, it's not my style though. But yeah, your truth is not a smear campaign. They'll try to tell you that it's a smear campaign. Hey, my ex is smearing me online and talking all this junk about me online and spreading all these rumors about me online, whatever. But I didn't do any of that type of stuff to them. They just lying about me. They're gonna lie about me. I'm telling you, you get disheartened, you get discouraged from telling your truth. You do, because you don't. A lot of times, like this is the game. I get it. Trust me, I get it. But it just hurts my heart when I see y'all still trying to protect people, even after they've done some terrible, heinous things to you. You still try to protect people, even after they've manipulated and beat on you and hit on you and cheat on you. You try to protect them by keeping things to yourself. They go out there and live their best life like nothing happened. Especially if they put their hands on you, y'all. Domestic violence is so terrible, and a lot of times people get scared to tell their story. They get scared to go to the police. But this is what happens. They will beat on you, right? You'll forgive them, or you'll forgive them, or you don't file a police report. You heal up, and then they'll leave you for somebody else. And then you get mad because I forgave you. I did all this stuff for you, and they don't care. That's the point. They want to try to. Now you can't prove it unless you took pictures and stuff like that. The pictures you could have really felt. If I put my hands on her, why didn't she tell the police? You know what I mean? She could have went to the police, but she didn't because she knew she did it to herself, y'all. Y'all know women crazy. Yes, y'all, I know women can be narcissists too, and women have done that. I mean, I guess some have. I don't know. I ain't gonna make up a stat right here. I ain't gonna say. Y'all know I'm gonna sit here. I have to be truthful. I can't make up falsities. I can't spread a smear campaign on men and women. I tied it all in together. So if you're dealing with toxic people, you have to understand that you have to, like, your truth. It's the truth, y'all. How can the truth be a lie? If the truth can be a lie, the real truth, not some made up stuff, not something added to it to spice it up with some seasoning on it. I'm talking about the real truth. How can the real truth be a lie? How can the real truth be a smear campaign? You see what I'm saying? So I feel like in situations like what you're dealing with right now, you have to understand and come to the conclusion that toxic people, narcissists and whatnot, are going to do things to protect themselves. They just are. So I just feel like you have to be able to stand in your truth, and tell your story within reason and safely. You, of course, use discretion because some people are violent and they will attack you for trying to ruin their reputation. They will attack you for trying to get restraining orders and protective orders on you. Especially if your state restraining orders and protective orders are public record. If you search somebody's name, it comes up that they have a restraining order on them. They'll try to play nice guy or nice girl to get you to drop that. Look, I won't do anything like that. Just drop it. I'll leave you alone. I'll be amicable. And as soon as you drop it, they're right back to their old antics, or even worse. Don't let people manipulate you into being silent. But always protect yourself, y'all. I'm not giving you advice to go out here and just shout your story from the rooftops and then have them come try to get you. I'm just saying, if you can safely tell your story and it helps you or it helps others, helping you is the most important thing. But if it helps you yourself first and it helps others, more power to you. So I feel like in your situation, in your mindset, you have to be able to, stand in it, stand in your truth, stand in your power, and take your power back. You can, because once you get out of it, once the fog clears, once the veil is food, isn't it? The veil comes down, and the final curtain drops, you'll understand what you've been through. You know, reading about narcissistic abuse and studying about it will help bring clarity to what you've experienced, what you've been through, and that can in turn help you heal. So your story is your story. Your story is your truth is your truth. Don't be afraid to tell your story, but like do it within reason and do it safely, y'all. But y'all, it is 7:32 a.m. 7:33 a.m. I have to get up and take my son to school. I really truly appreciate every single one of y'all. Like and subscribe for more. Stay tuned. Mental Illness is out. Peace.